Hey, what's up, everybody? For your fix of fitness, health, life, and laughs, you know where it's at. That's right, it's at the Poecast with your host, yours truly, Adam Pullman.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Poecast. This is the show where all of your health, fitness, and nutrition questions are answered. In today's episode, we are talking about push-up progression. So if you're someone that struggles to do a single push-up or a few push-ups in a row from your toes, we're going to be talking about ways you can increase your push-up strength. So make sure you tune into today's episode for everything on that. If you have a question that you want to send in to have answered here on the show, you can do that on Instagram. So my handle is Adam_PullmanFit. And every single Saturday, I'll put a question box in my story that says, ask me a question. That is your green light to submit as many health, fitness, and nutrition questions as you would like. I'll answer them shortly there on the story and then here in depth and in more detail on the show. And if you're someone that is interested in building a faster metabolism, you enjoy these episodes, you enjoy hearing the answers to these questions, and you want to further support the show, I encourage you to check out the Eat More, Get Leaner ebook. This is a detailed step-by-step guide that I wrote that helps you build a faster metabolism by manipulating your training and nutrition a little bit. So go ahead and check that out. That's a great way to, like I said, improve your metabolism, make fat loss easier for the long run, and show your support for the show. That way I can continue doing what I love, like making episodes like this. You can get that at pullmanfitness.com/store. That's POEHLMANN fitness.com/store. And if you're someone that is dedicated to health and fitness, maybe you've already got the ebook, you really want to learn more, want to be a part of a community with like-minded people, and maybe you're even interested in working one-on-one with me, I invite you to be a part of our private Facebook group. So if you go ahead and find me on Instagram, send me a message with "That's me." If you just say "That's me," I'll know that you're interested in being a part of our private Facebook community, and I will send you a link to the group so you can request to join. And lastly, if you want more free resources, guides on fat loss, muscle building, building a better butt, building better arms, whatever it may be, go to pullmanfitness.com/free. You can get many different valuable free resources there. That's at pullmanfitness.com/free, POEHLMANN fitness.com/free. All right, today's question is from S. Davis 1014, and the question is, tips on push-up progression. I do them with my knees a lot, but still can't do it. So I'm assuming what we're talking about here is when she says do it, that would be push-ups from the toes. This is actually something that is very common among women. Just generally speaking, women tend to be stronger in their lower bodies than they do their upper bodies. So I can't wait to see how many DMs I get of people saying that was offensive. Yes, people do that, guys. People actually get up in arms about stuff like that. Anyway, so this is not uncommon. Know that you're not alone, and there is definitely a way to improve your push-up strength. So aside from a few different techniques that I want to share with you, one of the best things that can help is practicing your form. A lot of people have incorrect push-up form, and they do it, they gravitate to it because it what it does is it seems easier to do at their current strength threshold, what their body is currently able to do. And you'll see like the chicken winging, it shortens the range of motion a little bit, and they feel strongest at that point. But the reality is, when you adjust your form a little bit to a more proper position, optimal alignment, you will feel weaker at first just because your body is not quite familiar with how that's supposed to work, but your strength will drastically improve over time. So the first thing that I want to say when it comes to form is, think about the movement and what you're doing. You're pushing yourself away from the floor, or you're pushing the floor away from yourself, however you want to look at it. When you push someone, like if you give someone a shove, like let's say you're about to get into a fight or confrontation, you give someone a shove. Imagine how you were going to do that. Like if you were just to put your arms out in front of you right now and you're just going to push someone, it's likely that as you put your hands up, to push, you've got your elbows at a 45-degree angle. Your hands are probably shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, and you're in this good pushing position. The odds that you bring your elbows up super high, straight out to the side, is probably pretty low because your body understands you're not going to be able to generate that much force that way. So your elbow's a little bit more tucked in and you can generate a lot of force. That's how you kind of want to think about your push-up. So when you're in your push-up position, there's different individual variants as far as where people like their hand position, but generally speaking, having your hands just outside your shoulders is usually ideal. Now, what I mean by that is this. A good way you can use a test is like if you were to go down to the bottom of that push-up, the J that makes like the inside of your index finger and your thumb should kind of align with your armpits. Like when you come down, that's the distance that J should be in the inside of your hands there. Okay. So that's how far you want your hands apart. Just a little outside shoulder width. I would say your two front fingers are in line with your shoulders. The rest are outside of your shoulders. Now, one big mistake that I notice with a lot of people doing push-ups that don't have the right form is that they have their what they do is they have their shoulders behind their wrists. So if you were to look at yourself doing a push-up from the side, what happens a lot is their shoulders are behind their wrists instead of perfectly stacked over their wrists. So it's important that you have your shoulders, elbows, and wrists in alignment in a straight line. The next thing that helps people out the most as far as how they should bring their body down is this. Imagine you have a line going through the middle of your hands when you're in push-up position. You have a line going through the middle of your hands. And what you want to do is you want to bring that line to your bra line or your bro line, okay? If you're a guy or a girl. So that's like pretty much the bottom of your sternum or close to it. So imagine that line is going across your chest and you're bringing your chest to that line that's going through your hands. What a lot of people tend to do is they tend to bring their head to that line or their upper chest to that line, but it should be the bottom of your chest, that bra line or that bro line to your hands, to that line through your hands. That will help a ton as far as getting you in the right movement pattern, getting you in the right alignment. Elbows should not be completely tucked in by your side, not completely flared out to the side, but at a 45-degree angle because that's where you're going to be able to generate quite a bit of force and where you will likely be the strongest because you're getting your chest involved, your triceps involved, and your front delt involved, okay? So that would be an optimal place for you to do that push-up. So changing your form there can help in and of itself. A couple other things that you can do to help are the following. The biggest thing that has helped people improve their push-up strength is this. Go really, really slow. Well, this is one of two things that really helps, but go really, really slow on the way down. So what a lot of people tend to do is, this is every movement, not just push-ups. We use our muscles to do the concentric, the muscle squeezing portion, which would be the upward portion of a push-up. We squeeze our muscles well there, but we kind of tend to let gravity just pull us down on the way down in the muscle lengthening portion, which would be the bottom, the going down from a push-up. We tend to just kind of let gravity take over and we kind of just tend to drop down instead of actually controlling and squeezing our muscles in order to control our weight coming down to the ground. So go super, super slow on the way down, like 3 to 5 Mississippi. Long seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Go down super, super slow. That eccentric portion is actually where you can gain a decent amount of muscle and a really good amount of strength. So make sure you go ahead and do that. So go down super slow on that negative, nice and easy. Really focus on your muscles, controlling yourself on the way down rather than just relaxing your muscles and letting gravity just yank you down and plopping down on the ground super fast. So go nice and slow. Another thing that helps, if you're someone that can do push-ups from your knees but not from your toes, do the portion where you're going up from your knees, and then once you're in that plank position at the top, go onto your toes and then go down from your toes. Once you reach the ground, bring your feet up, put your knees on the ground, and do the push-up with your knees on the ground. Then when you're at the top, go on your toes, go down on your toes. That way you're adding some more resistance to the portion of the push-up where you're going down. That can definitely help you increase your strength. One last thing that helps people quite a bit is doing resistance push-ups, like resistance bands or putting a little bit of a weight on your back. So let's say you can do, 10 from your knees with, or 10 from your knees without any weight. If you're going to your toes and you can do 5 from your toes, awesome. Let's start doing 3 with added resistance and do that frequently throughout the week. then taking that weight off and doing it from your toes, maybe you'll be able to do 8 from your toes and 12 or 15 from your knees. So adding some resistance can help, but that usually only helps if you can do quite a few in the first place. Because obviously if you can't do one, you're not going to be able to put the weight on there and then do one, right? So that's one thing that can help. Another thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about a lot more now that I'm talking through it. Speaking of the frequency, just practicing the movement frequently throughout the day can help. So figure out something that you do frequently throughout the day. Let's say, you walk by the fridge or you go to the restroom. Every time I do one of those things, I'm going to get down on the ground and do 5 push-ups. It shouldn't be something that completely burns you out and exhausts you, but it should be something that just allows you to practice the movement like a skill. You're not treating it like a workout where it's supposed to be grueling or difficult or challenging. You just get on the ground, do 5 push-ups. If you do that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day, your body is going to get a lot better at push-ups. So that's another thing that I recommend. Figure out something that you do frequently throughout the day that's kind of habitual and attach those push-ups to it, just a few of them. So I hope that helps in some way. If you know someone that could benefit from this in improving their push-up, go ahead and send them here. Let them know that they need to listen to this episode. And if not, that's cool too. Go ahead and share this show with your friends and family. Spread the love. Let them know that this is where they can go to get all of their health, fitness, and nutrition questions answered.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it is over already. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening to the Poecast. Hey, listen in. If you have a health and fitness goal that you are trying to reach, I don't know what else to say other than to say it must be a match made in heaven. If you didn't know already, Pullman Fitness exists to transform the body, mind, and spirit through personal coaching and sustainable fitness plans for any stage of life. So, if you want to reach your goals, build sustainability, and enjoy life all at the same time, you guys got to check out Premier Coaching at Pullman Fitness. From custom tailored programming to 24/7 access to your personal coach, you'll have everything that you need to succeed. You guys can find out a lot more about Premier Coaching as well as our membership program at pullmanfitness.com. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, share the love by leaving a 5-star review and introducing the Poecast to your friends and family. As always, thank you so much for listening, and until next time, this is the Poecast.